Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV 8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities. Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients...
Good morning, I'm Tisha Hines, and this is the CBC Morning Report for today, Wednesday, December 6. In our top story, Member of Parliament for St. Peter Colin Jordan wants to ensure that the physical development plan has a way included in it to protect the vernacular of Switestown's buildings. He was speaking during debate on the resolution in the lower house about the old Noel Roach building located on Queen Street, which has fallen into ruin.
The overhanging balcony has fallen off. A lot of the property in Switestown, and I've been being very deliberate in this, what I'm going to say. A lot of the properties in Switestown are owned by people who have deep pockets and in some cases a lot of influence. I am saying in this honorable chamber, Mr. Speaker, that regardless of who it is and regardless of their connections, the vernacular of Spikestown must be respected. And specifically in the case of the old Noah Roach building, the overhanging balcony has fallen off. I am saying to the Honourable Member for Christchurch West and everybody else, but I'm saying it through you, Mr. Speaker, he may hear because he is here. But I'm saying to you, Mr. Speaker, there must be provision that when those balconies fall off, that in the reconstruction work, in the renovation work, that they be replaced in some way. We must maintain the vernacular of the town. Otherwise, the town will lose its character. And it will lose its character, and those who inhabit the town will lose their connection, their traditional connection with the town.
Mr. Jordan says Spikestown is to be a center of heritage, cuisine and the arts, and the people must also be part of the plan. The Member of Parliament wants to ensure that members of the community are engaged and their perspectives and needs are taken fully into consideration. He says they want to see vending zones in their development plan.
We have passed a vending bill in this honourable chamber when we were in another place. I have submitted an area within the definition of Spikestown, within the definition in the physical development plan as a vending zone. That is to say, outside of the fence of the bus terminal and on the other side of the Guyana Husbands Highway, immediately opposite. I am expecting that in the not too distant future, there will be some kind of activity. Volcanoes that have been dormant for 500 years are waking up. I expect activity on these vending zones.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, Christmas celebrations are cancelled in Bethlehem. This is the Morning Report with the compliments of Jordan's Supermarket. There will be no Christmas celebrations in Bethlehem this year. That's because Christians in the occupied West Bank are protesting the war in Gaza.
This city around this time usually celebrates Christmas, usually is festive, but this year all Christmas celebrations have been cancelled. And I want to show you a little bit from in front of the Lutheran church here in Bethlehem, where the pastor and some of the Christian families have decided to mark Christmas in a different way. Instead of having a Christmas tree that is decorated with ornaments, we're seeing baby Jesus wrapped in a kofiyeh, Palestinian kofiyeh, and is placed in a manger under the rubble. We'll talk a little bit more about that with Pastor Mudar Ishaq at the Lutheran Church. What's the idea behind having Jesus under the rubble instead of a Christmas tree?
Christmas celebrations are cancelled this year in Bethlehem for obvious reasons. It's impossible to celebrate when there is a massacre, a genocide taking place in Gaza with our people. And so the idea was to send a message to the world first, but also to ourselves. A message to the world that this is what Christmas looks like in Palestine. This is what Christmas looks like in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus. Children being pulled from under the rubble, families being displaced with their homes destroyed. And while the world is celebrating Christmas, at the birthplace of Jesus, this is what Christmas looks like.
This is usually a season for celebrations and also a season for hope. Is there hope left?
We have hope in our faith. We have hope. The Christmas story actually gives us hope in the fact that Jesus was born among the occupied. This is what happened 2,000 years ago. And so going back to this manger setting, it tells us that baby Jesus is in solidarity with those who are suffering, with those who are oppressed. So in this Christmas, we find our only source of hope is our faith in a just God and in our solidarity with one another. And I hope that this message gets to the world, that we are united in Palestine, and sadly right now we are united in our pain.
Nigeria's president has ordered an investigation into a military drone strike that killed at least 85 people who were celebrating a Muslim holiday. The army says troops wrongly analyzed the group's activities and mistook them for bandits.
They died in prayer on Sunday night in Nigeria's northern Kaduna state. Hundreds gathered to celebrate the anniversary of the birth of the Prophet Muhammad and his teachings of love, peace, and kindness, their arms raised to the sky. Above, a Nigerian army drone observing them. From their vantage point, they saw not worshippers, but what they described as terrorists. From Central Command came the order to drop 2 bombs. At least 85 people were killed in the drone strike. Many more injured and in critical condition are being treated in hospital.
We were celebrating Mawlud when the plane came and dropped the bomb. Some died, some got injured. We ran into the house. When the men heard what happened, they came out to check, and that was when the second bomb was dropped and more people died.
Nigeria's army is doing what few armed forces do, admit to its mistakes.
The Nigerian army was on a routine mission against terrorists, but unfortunately, some members of the Tudumbiri community were affected.
One person lost 13 members of his family in the strike. Grief is turning to anger. This isn't the first mistake from Nigeria's military. In an effort to bring to an end the 14-year-long conflict with Boko Haram and criminals, civilians have been killed, mistaken for fighters or robbers. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is calling for a full investigation. Since coming into office in February, tackling security, he says, is his top priority, in a bid to bring foreign investment to the country, but also to reassure a growing number of Nigerians who have lost trust in a security force that appears to target those it's meant to keep safe. This is a community in shock and in mourning, left to pray to God for the protection the state can't seem to provide.
Well, it's time now to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. That's at 6:30. Today, we're connecting with the Human Resources Management Association about succession planning, and there will be lots more. That's all at 6:30. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But next, we have more news, sports, and weather. Do stay with us. Remember, today's morning report is brought to you with the compliments of Jordan's Supermarket.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV...
The introduction of healthier meals in schools is bearing fruit. According to acting manager of the School Meals Department, Dawn Brown, less food is being wasted. She has been speaking exclusively with CBC's Sharika Griffith. We get more.
Curried chicken and potato, salad and half an orange is just one of the lunch options offered to students since the rollout of a healthier menu in September 2022. And according to the acting manager of the School Meals Department, Dawn Brown, they've been well received.
For instance, we've seen a lot of improvement with the uptake of the chicken pillau, and we have changed that recipe. We use more fresh herbs and stuff, and in there too we use things like grated beets and grated carrots and stuff incorporated in there. So yeah, we've seen some improvement in the uptake for quite a few of the recipes that we have on our menus.
The result, she says, has been less wastage.
We've been working with the Nutrition Center to make sure that the meals are on par with what is required for the nutrition policy. So we've seen a lot less wastage. We are still working on the recipes. We have a team of persons led by our senior school meals officer, Mr. Kamabach, who are working right now to improve on the recipes and to develop some new ones. So hopefully for the January term, we can probably debut one or two more.
But she admits it has been a challenge sourcing some ingredients.
With the weather that we've been having and such, things like tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, that has been really hard for us. Sweet potatoes have been a big challenge for us, but we try to substitute where we can. We've been trying to put things like spinach on the menu. That has been hard to get, but we were able to get Chinese cabbage, so we did some substitution there. So where we can, we substitute. But yeah, there's been a different challenge with getting especially fresh vegetables and fresh fruit because of the importation challenges, and yeah, we have had some difficulty.
Ms. Brown was speaking to CBC News during a family day at the Maria Holder Nursery School in Government Hill, St. Michael. Parents were invited to join their children for lunch in a bid to get their feedback on the meals and to encourage their children to consume them. The initiative has been welcomed by Chairman of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Christopher Holder.
It's a wonderful initiative. It's bringing the kids and the families together. They can see actually just how much the children here enjoy it. And I think for the children, they're proud to have their parents here and their carers, yeah? Love it. And the food. I'm sorry I didn't have time for lunch.
And the parents have given their stamp of approval.
We didn't have this when we was coming up. So it was very good to have lunch with my son today.
It's a good initiative because when we were growing up, I never had this. And this is a good experience for the parents to actually eat what their children eat at school to find out if it's good food or not. And I believe that they're going about mine.
I think it's very good, yes. Because we used to wonder what they get for lunch and if they eat it. And this is good.
Coming in and see how the children operate, how they use, the forks and everything to feed themselves. It was a good thing for us as parents to see how it goes.
What about the meal?
It was good. It was very good. Tasted healthy.
The School Meals Department intends to repeat the initiative with at least 2 to 3 schools each term.
Tasty.
Oh, great.
Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Well, interest in running high for remote employment in Barbados. Scores of Barbadians have participated in the first in a series of workshops focusing on remote jobs. CBC's Trevor Thorpe reports.
A cross-section of skilled and unskilled applicants responded to the call from retail giant Startwise Incorporated. Director of Programs Michael Rosenberg says interest in remote employment is high.
There's something special going on this island. I think the Prime Minister has a vision here, and she brought us here on this partnership because she believes that remote work can be an opportunity for Bajans. And then on the other side of it, employers have a lot of reasons to want to work with remote workers in Barbados. The time zone lines up really nicely with the United States. The education system here is excellent. English is a first language, so there's a lot of advantages that this island has for remote employers.
The company official says more workshops are planned for next year to satisfy the marketplace demands.
So after this exercise, the people from this workshop today will hopefully walk away feeling like they have more skills and more exposure and awareness to global employment and their own desires and how to access it, and they will apply for our programs. We're going to have more workshops online this week and next week for our specialization tracks. So if you're interested in a career in data, sales, marketing, customer success, you can go to startwise.io/workshops to sign up for those. And then in January, we'll have 200 candidates signed up to launch our full program.
Director of the Barbados Employment and Career Counseling Service, Alison Elcott, says 200 people pre-registered for the workshop, the first of 3 planned between the Ministry of Labour and StartWise.
The objective is to hire Barbadians, that's the goal, to be engaged in remote working opportunities. It is part of the BEC's mandate of ensuring that there placement opportunities for Barbadians both locally and externally.
And Ms. Elcott says the Ministry of Labour is eager to partner with other companies to provide opportunities for Barbadians. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Thank you, Trevor. The Lions Club of St. Lucia and the Mayor of Castries have joined forces to address the issue of homelessness in the city circuit. At a recent meeting, the group announced a special appeal to the nation to help provide housing solutions for the homeless. HTS has the details.
A visit to audit the Lions Club of St. Lucia led the 43rd District Governor, multiple districts, 60B, Lion, Dr. Kali Goddard, to pay a courtesy call on the office of the Mayor of Castries.
Coming to St. Lucia is always like coming home. So being amongst my fellow Lion Leos in St. Lucia is always a privilege.
The welcomed visit to the Mayor of Castries' office was calculated to boost the Lions Club's campaign to help eradicate homelessness in the city of Castries.
The plight of homeless is big across the entire Caribbean, and post-COVID, a lot of persons have been displaced, and so the number of homeless persons across the Caribbean have increased. And that's no lie for here in Castries. It's just outside this building, we have a host collection of said persons. We in the Lions Club proposing to help in any way we can, and so we are willing to partnership with the mayor and the people of Castries to say how can we help relocate, how can we make the existence of these persons better? Can we provide a meal program? Can we provide assistance to help with a housing program or any area where we can bring rehabilitation to these persons, find them proper meal structure? But it can't be the Lions Club involved alone, it can't be the government or the people of Castries involved alone from the city council. It has to be all partners.
The Lions Club was chartered in St. Lucia in 1967, with community service as the hallmark of the club's activities. Dr. Goddard expressed pride in the prominence of the St. Lucia Lion Club chapter and took the opportunity to appeal for young members.
The history of Lionism in St. Lucia is deeply rooted. We are in fact at a pass or impasse in our current movement because our membership is aging, and so we are seeking or appealing to the younger persons to say you have a civil duty to come out, join a service organization where you can put your hands to the plow and help those who are less fortunate than yourselves.
A special appeal went out to commercial and other charitable partners to join hands with the Lions Club of St. Lucia to deal with the plight of homelessness in Castries.
We're looking for commercial, we're looking for the Rotary, looking for Kiwanians, any service organization, any organization for that matter, who are willing to come and put their hand to the plow and in partnership with us will afford us the opportunity to treat the people. These persons who are now homeless could be any of us in the future. We don't know. And some of us who engage with them may find they may be a former teacher, a former neighbor, someone like that. So it got to be someone close to us whom you might recognize among the current homeless.
Guyana and Colombia are to sign a memorandum of understanding soon to commence investment in Guyana's cattle industry. The country's cattle industry is poised for a major boost, with a $600 million abattoir nearing completion. DPI reports.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa made the revelation during a site inspection of the $600 million abattoir facility in Anvrawat, Region 5 on Saturday.
We have some major investors, especially one from Colombia, who want to start investment in 1,000 cattle for beef production. So this here augurs well for us for the future, and this will help us tremendously to increase food security in the region.
Minister Mustafa also noted that government has already received the investment proposal for the project, so the ministry is currently working along with the Guyana Lands and Survey Commission and the Mahaika Maikoni Abari MMA area to identify lands for this initiative.
They asked for 1,000 acres. So if you can get it through lands and survey, then they will have the investment. But it's a very, very good investment proposal where they will be putting down processing plant to process dairy product right in the area that they will be rearing these cows, animals.
In Trinidad and Tobago, Olatunji's Engine Room has been named the National Action Carnival Committee 2023 Calypso of the Year. An award ceremony saw the performance of 20 top Calypso stars. We get more in this TTT story.
Karine Williams Figaro, known as Tiny in the Calypso world, had the right idea in her 2023 offering. In her contribution to You With Love, the first runner-up in this year's Tuco National Calypso Monarch competition, urged the country to show appreciation to our Calypso icons while they're still alive. And that's exactly what the National Action Cultural Committee hopes to achieve annually with the staging of their Top 20 Stars of Gold and Calypso of the Year awards.
I'm giving you flowers while they are still here. I'm giving you flowers to show I care. I'm giving you flowers before I'll come stumbling down, yeah. I'm giving you flowers while you still are.
Tiny, one of the top 20 Stars of Gold, was also a Calypso of the Year 2023 nominee. But it was Olatunji Yearwood who captured the coveted title this year out of 5 contenders. He didn't really receive flowers, as Figaro suggested in her song, but rather a huge plaque for his Engine Room. And as usual, the entertainer had the crowd on their feet.
It's encouraging and inspiring when you get awards for the work you do, and it just makes you want to do more and just continue working hard and working passionately.
The 34th National Action Cultural Committee Top 20 Stars of Gold and Calypso of the Year 2023 Awards was held on Saturday at the Central Bank Auditorium. NACC Chairman Mbao Moheni described the art form as an important pillar in nation building.
Our Calypso is a reservoir of our history, it's a reservoir of our lifestyle, it's a reservoir of our aspirations to build and to create something better.
In sports, defending champions A-Class Battery Baileys are out of the 2023 National Sports Council's Herman Griffith Primary School Cricket Competition. They lost to Hillaby Turners Hall in the first semi-final yesterday at Lears. CC's Mark Seal reports on the early exchanges.
Baileys won the toss and sent Hillaby Turners Hall into bat. And it seemed to be a good decision, as early in the piece, left-arm seamer Samuel Smith was on fire. Here he bowled Javi Hines for a duck. The delivery wasn't pitched that short to encourage the pull shot, and the ultimate price was paid. Hillaby Turners Hall on this day would rely heavily on their skipper, the Tarilene. Here he is flicking Tyler Narang through square leg for one of his 4 fours. While Levine was the only batter to reach double figures, he still wasn't the high scorer in the scorebook. That went to extras. Here Narayan bowls one of the 27 wides Baileys were guilty of. In the meantime, Smith was doing his thing. This delivery may have been short enough for Arlene Springer to go on the back foot, but he missed, and Smith hit. LBW for a duck. Shane Watts looked as if he would have held on with his skipper, but he too fell to Smith, driving outside the line and getting an inside edge onto the stumps. Watts gone for 8. 2 balls later, Smith had another, The ball did keep a little low on Isaiah Marshall, but it wasn't anything that a front foot stroke couldn't keep out. He's gone for a duck, as Smith would end with the impressive figures of 4 for 13 from his 5 overs. Earlier, I told you about the 27 wides bowled, but in all, there were 67 extras, which accounted for more than half of the final total. And runs off of wides were a whopping 59. The wicket seemed to have dried up once Smith was out of the attack, but another seamer, Stefano Springer, helped the cause. The long-stop fielder here is blocking our view, but take my word, he bowled down to Jane Blendman for a duck, and he enjoyed the celebration, a la Sheldon Cottrell. 3 legal balls later, Springer had another, a pitched-up delivery to Harry Maynard, and he too is dismissed for naught, one of 6 batsmen dismissed without scoring. Springer ended with 2 for 13. Levine was still there, however, making a difference for Hillaby Turner's Hall, pulling this delivery to the mid-wicket boundary for 4 off of Nathaniel Harewood. But a run-out is never what the doctor orders, and that's what happened next. Jamali Prescott playing a nice square drive, but it went straight to the cover point fielder. Lesson to be learnt, never run for the shot. Prescott was sent back by Levine, but he was too far gone. Run out for naught. Bailey's introduced Avian Codrington from the northern end, and it brought results. He had the carry row bowled for a duck. That was the 9th wicket to fall. Levine, realizing he was running out of partners, started to push on, swinging Kamani Innes to the square leg boundary for the only 6 of the innings. But it would be the same Innes who got rid of the mainstay, Levine, here trying to pull again, but got the leading edge to be caught and bowled for 32. His innings lasted 52 balls, and he had 4 fours and a 6. Innes ended with 2 for 8, as Hillaby Turner's Hall were dismissed for 109 off 22 overs. Mark Seal, CBC Sports.
Well, that's what happened early on. In reply, Baileys were bowled out for 92 as Hillaby Turner's Hall won by 18 runs. Aidan Lynch top scored with 13 while Kimani Innes got 11. But they were outdone by Tushane Watts, who took 4 for 16, and also by Jaheim Springer with 4 for 24. Hillaby Turner's Hall will now await the winner of tomorrow's other semi-final between St. Cyprian's and West Terrace to know who they'll face in the final. It's time now for a peek at the weather. Oh, we must apologize. We don't have any weather today. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations on 100.7 FM and 98.1 The One. Today's morning report was brought to you with the compliments of Jordan's Supermarket. Thanks for viewing. Morning Barbados is next.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning.
Good morning. Good to have you in company on this Wednesday, December 6th. I think season's greetings are well in order as we are well into December, and I know you most certainly are getting ready during this festive season for all there is to do and see, and we usually stay busy here in Barbados. A pretty rainy morning today where we are, and most certainly where I came from in St. Philip. So I'm wondering what's happening in your neck of the woods. Hey, so today we are going to give you an opportunity to win in our What You Gonna Give Me for Christmas promotion. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Make sure you answer the phone in the right way when we call. If I didn't tell you before, I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning So we expect that you will stick around as soon as you can. A special good morning to the little ones who usually watch before they head off to school. I know quite a number of students from the St. Mary's Primary School are tuned in, so always good to have you with us. Today we're going to be sharing some new music with you from Edwin Yearwood. It's called Come and Get It. The song was written by Edwin, produced by DJ Spider and Elmo Norval Spencer. So we're going to share that with you. That's all coming up a little bit later on in the show, so you want to stay tuned for that. Also, we are going to be telling you all about beautifications across the island that we want you to tune in and see if you can guess exactly where there will be. Plus, Wear Your Art 2023, an initiative of the National Cultural Foundation. Monica Small, the curator for the NCF, she will be in to talk to us about the Wear Your Art 2023 exhibition. So listen out for that to make sure you know exactly how you can become involved. I know the Barbadians love wonderful art. Plus, we're looking at raising funds, much needed funds, for a medical emergency. Melissa Henry Taylor, Tashani Clark, they're going to be in to tell us all about a young woman. Her name is Blessings Taylor, and she needs $80,000 to fix her breathing as she's been diagnosed with a serious condition, and she needs surgery in the U.S. To be able to have at least a chance at a normal life. So we're going to appeal to you a little bit later, share that story so that you can dig deep and see how we can help through contributing. But we're going to get today's show started by reaching out to the president of the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados, Nicholas Roberts, no stranger to Morning Barbados, a regular contributor. And we're happy to have him this morning talking about planning for the new year, HR strategies and resolutions. So we know usually this time of the year we break out our brand new planners and we write a whole set of resolutions, and who knows what happens by the end of January. Or some people probably make it to the middle of the year, who knows? But we're also doing that at a strategic level. So let's talk about some of the key things HR departments and HR practitioners need to employ to ensure that what they're strategizing about is in line with not only the organization's needs, but what the employees want as well. Good morning to you, Nicholas. Good to have you with us.
Hey, morning.
All right, so today we're looking at planning for the new year. Is this something that's usually done very early on or closer to the dates?
Yes. So often what we see is that organizations usually have a strategic plan. And I think we've spoken about this over the last few months and over many segments. Many panelists have spoken about this. So organizations come together, whether they engage a consultant or the executive management team comes together and they plan out the strategic goals and the strategic initiatives for the organization. Once upon a time, this would have been done over a 5-year period. Now, with the advent of the world of work is moving so fast, technology, etc., it has been distilled down to 3 years. And now, even post that, you're even seeing it, organizations bringing it down to a year and a half. And the reason I'm providing this context is because when these execs come together and they plan the strategic mandate for the organization, all of the different departments feed into this overall strategic mandate. So IT would have their own strategy, HR, operations, etc. But all too often what we see as the strategic year rolls on and as the operations rolls on, the strategic plan isn't initialized or rolled out, because the operations of the business usually take precedent. So the strategic plan is just that, a plan. And all too often when it is that you meet with executives or HR comes in, and because once again we're just there to advise and guide and shape the way things are running through the organization, you see that at the year-end mark, many of the strategic goals and initiatives have not been met. And once again, this is because operations take precedent. So a lot of firefighting is being done, and things that were supposed to be rolled out throughout the year have not been done. So I think now, at the end of 2023, is a perfect time for executives to be sitting down, whether it be the CEO, the CEO, the CFO, the CHRO, whoever, sitting down within their offices and together to see what has been done as a result of that strategic plan and chartering a path forward for 2024. It's never too late to get on path. It is dependent on where you are at within your strategic cycle. So let's say that you have a 3-year strategic plan. Let's say you're at the end of year 1 or at the year and a half mark. See how off kilter you are and make a plan to see how it is that you can get back on track in 2024.
Absolutely. What are some of the strategies that you think HR departments and high-ranking officials in companies should be employing, though, to be able to make sure that they truly are coming up with strategies that are good enough to battle what's happening across the world, from all of the geopolitical challenges we're seeing to artificial intelligence and things of that nature? There's a lot happening.
So organizations should be doing both an internal and external scan. So internally, organizations generally do a SWOT analysis, a strength, weakness, opportunities and threats analysis, and then externally they do a pestle analysis, a political, economical, social, and technological analysis. And together, you look and see what is going on within your marketplace and how it is going to affect your business, and by and large, what other businesses are doing. And your business should not be looking to see what other businesses are doing to steal their strategic mandate or their strategic initiatives or to copy it, but it is always good to see what your competitors are doing, then to set you up to see what it is that you need to do for yourself. Relative for HR, whatever your market is, what your demographic is within the marketplace, you need to see what it is that you are going to be doing to make sure that, like I mentioned earlier, that you are on track to roll out those plans. So let's use HR as an example. HR practitioners at the highest level, at the exec level, should be sitting with their CEOs, their COOs, and saying, in terms of your talent strategy, what have we done right in terms of the type of people that we are looking to attract and the type of people that we have brought into the organization. And once again, HR should be sitting in all corners of strategy when it comes to rolling out. So HR should be advising IT, and I'm not saying that HR is going to be the subject matter experts on every single aspect of the business, but at the same time, HR practitioners should know the business well enough that they're able to advise how to better meet the needs and the demands of the business, both internally and externally, especially when you're having those extraneous shocks, as you mentioned, in terms of geopolitical shocks that may impact the business, whether it be the war in the Ukraine, whether it is mandates that have been put on the country from international pressures, whatever the case may be, you should be seeing how those things are going to impact your business, and then by and large, how they're going to impact your people strategy. So once again, looking to see the type of people that you have attracted into the organization. Once those people have come into the organization, have you utilized the necessary strategies to develop those persons, whether it be your onboarding. So many people overlook onboarding. The very first day that a person, a new hire, comes into your organization, what is the type of employee experience that you have created for them on that first day? And not only on that first day, how are you continuing that employee experience throughout the tenure of the person's stay with the organization? And then once again, performance management. How are you developing that talent, making sure people are getting the correct coaching, the correct feedback to ensure that they're meeting their departmental goals, their personal goals, and the organizational goals. And then by and large, when persons exit the organization, are you doing what is needed to pull the necessary information from them to see what the organization has done well and what it is that it could do better?
So, Nicholas, still within the context of human resources and, of course, resolutions along that line, what can companies do to ensure that their employees stay engaged and open to all of the changes that they might be looking to implement in the coming year?
Analytics is very important by and large for the organization across the board. Once again, not just synonymous to HR, but synonymous to the entire organization. So all departments within the organization should be using data and collecting data from various points to see how it can make more strategic decisions. So I think all too often we don't listen to our employees and we don't listen to the data from our customers and our various stakeholders. We get various data points from whether it be customer surveys, employee engagement surveys, focus groups, one-on-one conversations, etc., etc. But what is it that we're doing with this information to make strategic decisions going forward? So you should be collecting this data from all aspects of the business relative to HR, once again, whether it be our employee engagement surveys, our focus groups, whatever the case may be, and collating that information to make sure that we are telling a story within the C-suite, within the boardroom to our executives, and then by extension, relaying that information in a story that is palatable and understandable to the staff. Because it doesn't make sense that you, as an example, you go into your boardroom and you tell your C-suite, well, this year we realized that one of our strategic mandates was improving the employee engagement experience. To a CEO, the person may say, well, okay, what does that mean for my business? It means, okay, your employee engagement is low. Okay, drilling down even lower, what does that mean for business? That means that you have a very high absenteeism rate. Okay, what does that mean for my business? It means that you're losing money. Because if it's the case that you have so many people that are not coming to work for whatever the reason may be, and you can put it in dollars and cents figures to say this is X amount of money that you're losing on a week to week, month to month basis based on your number of employees that are absent, then it is you get people within that level, at that level within the C-suite that prick up that say, okay, absenteeism is high, it's impacting our engagement survey, our engagement score, and this is how it's impacting the bottom line of the business. So all of these things we need to be looking at in terms of, like I said, collecting the data to tell a story that is palatable to various stakeholders to see how it is that it ties into the overall strategic mandate of the organization, and not only ties in that if it's making sense. Because if you could create a strategic plan at the very beginning or roll out a strategic initiative, and along the way you realize it's not making any sense, okay, but at the end of this year, now in December 2023, how is it that we can adjust our strategic plans to make sure that if we're off kilter, what is it that we need to do based on the data that we have and based on analyzing the data to make sure that we make more strategic decisions going into 2024?
Absolutely. Now, Nicholas, I know that this next question might seem like a question that you can answer quickly and with a short answer, but I think it's something that we truly need to think about. Our HR departments, our HR practitioners, our businesses truly taking their employees' well-being into consideration, and in the grand scheme of planning the pecking order, where should it be, especially as we examine where workplaces are going with remote work and people being able to work from home, work from other countries. Right now in Barbados, there's a widespread conference of sorts going on for people to get jobs to work remotely. So we're seeing more of that. But are we taking people's well-being, employees' well-being into consideration as much as we should?
Mm-hmm. So I think I'll answer it from this perspective. If it is that we look at the industrial landscape of Barbados, the things that are going on currently across the island, in terms of the various labor disputes that we're seeing in various sectors, I think that answers the question. So in short answer, I think a lot more needs to be done. We've made strides in terms of the labor movement, in terms of what it is HR is and the union and by and large management is doing within the organization for staff within the various businesses across the island. But I think that if it is that you are taking care of your staff, then we would see a little less contention that we're seeing across the board. And I'm not saying this to ostracize any business, to point to any employer or any business across the island. But the fact of the matter is that when I have conversations on a personal level with my friends, sometimes the things that I hear that they go through within their organizations in terms of the way that they're treated by their colleagues, the way that they're treated by their superiors, it leaves a lot to be desired. And the CEO version, I think it was that he said, is that we take care of our employees, we will take care of our customers. And I think by and large, if it is that we as leaders within the organization, HR, the CEO, the CFO, etc., if it is that we really look and see that we're looking for the best interest of the employee and not only the bottom line of the business, I think businesses would see a much more return in investment in terms of what they put into their staff, and the return of the investment in terms of how much staff are willing to do for their organization. Because when people realize that you genuinely care about me or you care about my well-being, I think that they will be willing to do a lot more for the organization that they're working for. So in short answer, there's room for improvement, but I think we've come far, but yeah, so there's more that needs to be done.
Absolutely. And there are so many topics that we've dealt with before that really pour into this. They're so interconnected and interrelated. Everything from training all the way through to how we are looking out for our employees generally with their health and wellness. All of these are things that must be taken into consideration when we make these strategic plans. There are a lot of organizations that, they have grandiose plans and they don't necessarily engage bottom up. So it's always top down. So it's a situation where employees feel like we're never a part of what's happening, and that too can be challenging.
You're totally correct. And like I said, I think we need to listen more. And when I say listen, uh, data analytics sounds very sexy and very, hot button topic. But I think at the core of it, when we are collecting all of this information once again, whether it is from our engagement surveys, those one-on-one conversations, when we get that information, what we do with that information is very important. And I'm not only speaking as someone that is an HR leader, I'm speaking as someone that has been an employee within an organization. And you would get an employee engagement survey, staff would give their feedback. You would sit down with the HR team, and the HR team say, okay, we're going to do this over the next year. And then over the next year, you don't see much changes happening. And when those things happen, they desensitize staff, and then they make staff lose hope in the process, lose hope in the business, lose hope in HR, and people become disgruntled because they say to themselves, I'm giving you this information, you're not using the information for the betterment of my tenure with the organization. It impacts the customers in terms of the customer service that is being received from the staff. And they're just varying factors because you're not using the data points and you're not using the information being given to you to better the organization. So you're correct. We have these grandiose plans and we do these grandiose engagements and initiatives and we collect all of this information. But at the heart of it, I think I want to drive home is what are we doing with the information to make more strategic decisions going forward.
All right, well, Nicholas, we're inviting you to spend even more time with us. So we're going to take a break and come back with more. I have a question for you when we come back, though, about performance review. And again, that's one of the things that we took into consideration in one of our many discussions. However, I think that too really links well with what we're talking about in terms of making plans. But how do we assess what is being done to ensure that it's in line with what we need? That's all coming up next. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout, or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just sit.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
7 minutes to go now before 7 o'clock. Nicholas Roberts is still with us, spending a little extra time today as we look at plans for the new year. So we're not only talking about those resolutions that we're writing into our daily planners, and I know that many employees look forward to getting their yearly planners as the new year comes, because for some reason it signals there's something new, you can start something exciting, but we're looking at planning strategically as businesses and how we strike that balance with not only what the business needs financially and otherwise, but what the employees need to be able to deliver on these plans as well. One of the things that we've discussed a lot throughout this year is performance evaluation. How are we evaluating our employees in line with these changes that we're making? Because if we're using a certain matrix to evaluate our employees and then we deviate quite a bit in our plans in the coming year, how do we then get them involved so they don't feel like we're moving the goalposts for them to be able to make targets? And that could seem as though, you're making it up as you go along.
Mm-hmm. You hit the nail on the head. So I'm going to use a real world example to drive the point home. Incidentally, on Monday, I was talking to a good friend of mine. And my friends always make it a point to reach out to me with whatever HR issues they're having within their organizations. And this friend was telling me in terms of it's the year end, they're having their performance review. And their performance goals were only pushed out to them, I think they said the beginning of October. And now they're looking at their performance review score. It says below expectations. And they're confused because they're saying they're seeing these performance goals for them, these performance metrics. They were pushed out in October. This is December. You're giving me below expectations, and I'm confused because we never had any conversation about these metrics. And even if we had a conversation, it was very high level. And these metrics are supposed to tie into the overall overarching goals of the department and by and large the organization. But I don't know what it is I'm being assessed against. And I set that picture because this is often what we see when it comes to performance management in many organizations across the board. We're seeing that persons are being assessed against goals that they don't know about, or goals that have been changed as the year goes on. And that is fine because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this segment, it's all well and good that you come up with a strategic plan, you have strategic initiatives at an organizational level, and they're trickled down to the staff. And you change things as things go on because the only thing that is constant is change. But by and large, are you bringing your staff along for the ride? And it shouldn't be a case where you're assessing someone against a KPI, a key performance indicator, or someone has a performance goal and they don't know what they're being assessed against. It is not fair to the employee, it's not fair to the department, it's not fair to the organization. So I'm saying all of that to say, when it is that, or if it is rather, because sometimes these conversations are not being had, when it is that we sit down with our staff to come up with performance goals, the 2 to 3 goals, or how many ever that they come up with, there should be a clear understanding between the employee and the employer, the expectations, because I as the employee have expectations and you as the employer have expectations of me. We're all here to meet the common goal of the betterment of the organization so that we can pay our bills and I can get paid and I can get a big bonus at the end of the year. But that can only be done if I know what I'm being assessed against. So it is not fair, once again, for persons to be assessed and they don't know what they're being assessed against. Or to your point, you change the performance goals midstream and then you expect the person to get it attained when it is that you know that the goals were changed halfway through the performance year or the financial year. Those things are not fair. So in synopsis, I'd say we need to be having honest and upfront conversations with our staff when performance goals are being changed. Once again, they should be communicated. If it is that someone is underperforming in your eyes, you should be having those constant conversations. I've mentioned once, one time too many, that I think there are many managers who do not like, or leaders rather, that do not like to have uncomfortable conversations. If it is that you think that your staff member is underperforming, have a conversation with that person so that they know what the expectations are, so that when at the end of the performance year or the financial year they're looking to their performance review score or metric, they don't see underperforming because you didn't have a conversation with them.
All right. And as we close out today's conversation, if there are just 2 things, 1 or 2 things that you can summarize on that you think really should take priority in these strategic plans for any business, from small to medium to large enterprises, And that might be a little bit of brain power, because I know it usually changes as you move business to business. But there definitely are some common threads that I think run through all businesses that maybe employers should take into consideration as they make their plans for the coming years.
Mhm. If I say two things, the first one I'm going to say, I think I heard one of the ministers speaking about this. By and large, we need to see what it is that the way the world of work is changing. I don't think that we can shy away from it based on the advent. I know people are tired of hearing about chat GPT, people are tired of hearing about artificial intelligence, but by and large, we need to understand the changes that are going to happen to our workforce based on the growth of the booming of technology in 2023, and it's going to grow even more in 2024. If we look at the international sector, in international market, there have been many job losses, and I don't want to be an anarchist, but we need to look and see how it is that this is going to impact us at home on the home front in terms of how it is, like I said, technology is going to impact our businesses. And secondly, for us as HR practitioners, and not only HR practitioners, generally leaders within the business, we need to understand what are going to be the new mandates and the new priority areas for us in terms of responding to those challenges and those changes that are going to impact our businesses, and how we're going to be able to meet the demands placed upon our businesses based on the changing world of work, because of the advent of technology and artificial intelligence coming more and more into the workplace as the years go on.
All right, I want to thank you as always, Nicholas. Wonderful to speak with you. And I did a post last week talking about kind of connecting with people online and what a difference it makes. And I think the general headline for my post was, can you believe I've never actually met Nicholas Roberts? I've talked to you for an entire year only through these means. I feel like I know you. However, I mean, I could pass you on the street. We've never even had a conversation outside of this, so I don't know you. That's one of the things that really shapes or reminds us that this world is so totally different, because all of a sudden we have friends in our heads, and we're doing work on screens, and we're connecting via Zoom and on Teams, and it's very, very different. So it truly calls for planning to make sure that everybody is on board with the plans going forward.
I agree. So, and before we close the segment, I just want to say thank you to you and the team there at CBC for being so gracious to Hermab in terms of helping us get the word out when it comes to HR to the general public of not only Barbados, because I think people underscore that this segment is streamed across the region and internationally because we've had international guests on. So thank you for facilitating us, you as the host, as well as the team that work behind the scenes, and also as person who was working there with you beforehand. And just like I said, this may be last time you see me for the year, but hopefully for the new year, I can come in there and we can have a chat in person so that we can finally meet face to face. But once again, thank you. And I genuinely appreciate these conversations that we've been having over the last year or so.
You're not going to get away so easily. This is most certainly not the final conversation for the year. So have a good week doing your Christmas shopping. We know the days are running down, but we'll see you soon, Nicholas. President
See you soon.
of the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados. Always good to have you with us. Thanks for your time. We're going to take a break here as we get you ready for an update of the news. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroll.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
3.5 minutes now after 7 o'clock on this December 6th. It's time for an update of the news. Now, Member of Parliament for St. Peter Colin Jordan wants to ensure that the physical development plan has a way included in it to protect the vernacular of Speightstown's buildings. He was speaking during debate on the resolution in the Lower House about the old Noel Roach building located on Queen Street, which has fallen into ruin.
The overhanging balcony has fallen off. A lot of the property in Speightstown, and I've been being very deliberate in this, what I'm going to say. A lot of the properties in Speightstown are owned by people who have deep pockets, and in some cases, a lot of influence. I'm saying in this honorable chamber, Mr. Speaker, that regardless of who it is, and regardless of their connections, the vernacular of Speightstown must be respected. And specifically in the case of the old Noel Roach building, the overhanging balcony has fallen off. I'm saying to the honorable member for Christchurch West and everybody else, but I'm saying it through you, Mr. Speaker. He may hear because he is here. But I'm saying to you, Mr. Speaker, there must be provision that when those balconies fall off, that in the reconstruction work, in the renovation work, that they be replaced in some way. We must maintain the vernacular of the town. Otherwise, the town will lose its character. And it will lose its character, and those who inhabit the town will lose their connection, their traditional connection with the town.
Mr. Jordan said Speightstown is to be a center of heritage, cuisine and the arts. The people must also be a part of the plan. The Member of Parliament wants to ensure that members of the community are engaged and their perspectives and needs are taken fully into consideration. He says they want to see vending zones in their development plan.
We have passed a vending bill in this honorable chamber when we were in another place. I have submitted an area within the definition of Speightstown, within the definition in the physical development plan as a vending zone. That is to say, outside of the fence of the bus terminal and on the other side of the Guyana Husbands Highway, immediately opposite. I am expecting that in the not too distant future, there will be some kind of activity. Volcanoes that have been dormant for 500 years are waking up. I expect activity on these vending zones.
The introduction of healthier meals in schools is bearing fruit. According to Acting Manager of the School Meals Department, Dawn Brown, less food is being wasted. She's been speaking exclusively with CBC's Sharika Griffith.
Curry chicken and potato, salad and half an orange is just one of the lunch options offered to students since the rollout of a healthier menu in September 2022. And according to the acting manager of the School Meals Department, Dawn Brown, they've been well received.
For instance, we've seen a lot of improvement with the uptake of the chicken pillau, and we have changed that recipe. We use more fresh herbs and stuff, and in there too we use things like grated beets and grated carrots and stuff incorporated in there. So yeah, we've seen some improvement in the uptake for quite a few of the recipes that we have on our menus.
The result, she says, has been less wastage.
We've been working with the Nutrition Center to make sure that the meals are on par with what is required for the nutrition policy. So we've seen a lot less wastage. We are still working on the recipes. We have a team of persons led by our senior school meals officer, Mr. Kamabach, who are working right now to improve on the recipes and to develop some new ones. So hopefully for the January term, we can probably debut 1 or 2 more.
But she admits it has been a challenge sourcing some ingredients.
With the weather that we've been having and such, you know, things like tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, that has been really hard for us. Sweet potatoes have been a big challenge for us, but we try to substitute where we can. We've been trying to put things like spinach on the menu. That has been hard to get, but we were able to get Chinese cabbage, so we did some substitution there. So where we can, we substitute. But yeah, there's been a definite challenge with getting especially fresh vegetables and fresh fruit because of the importation challenges. And yeah, we have had some difficulty.
Ms. Brown was speaking to CBC News during a family day at the Maria Holder Nursery School in Government Hill, St. Michael. Parents were invited to join their children for lunch in a bid to get their feedback on the meals and to encourage their children to consume them. The initiative has been welcomed by Chairman of the Maria Holder Memorial Trust, Christopher Holder.
It's a wonderful initiative. It's bringing the kids and the families together. They can see actually just how much the children here enjoy it. And I think for the children, they're proud to have their parents here and their carers, yeah? Love it. And the food. I'm sorry I didn't have time for lunch.
And the parents have given their stamp of approval.
We didn't have this when we was coming up, so it was very good to have lunch with my son today.
It's a good initiative because when we were growing up, I never had this, and this is a good experience for the parents to actually eat what their children eating at school to find out if it's good food or not, and I believe that. Are you going well, man?
I think it's very good, yes, because we used to wonder like what they get for lunch and if they eat it, and this is good.
Coming in and see how the children operate, how they use, the forks and everything to feed themselves. It was a good thing for us as parents to see how it goes.
What about the meal?
It was good. It was very good. Tasted healthy.
The school meals department intends to repeat the initiative with at least 2 to 3 schools each term.
Tasty.
Oh, great.
Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Interest in running high for remote employment in Barbados. Scores of Barbadians have participated in the first in a series of workshops focusing on remote jobs. CBC's Trevor Thorpe has more.
A cross-section of skilled and unskilled applicants responded to the call from retail giant Startwise Incorporated. Director of Programs Michael Rosenberg says interest in remote employment is high.
There's something special going on this island. I think the Prime Minister has a vision here, and she brought us here on this partnership because she believes that remote work can be an opportunity for Bajans. And then on the other side of it, employers have a lot of reasons to want to work with remote workers in Barbados. The time zone lines up really nicely with the United States. The education system here is excellent. English is a first language, so there's a lot of advantages that this island has for remote employers.
The company official said more workshops are planned for next year to satisfy the marketplace demands.
So after this exercise, the people from this workshop today will hopefully walk away feeling like they have more skills and more exposure and awareness to global employment and their own desires and how to access it, and they will apply for our programs. We're going to have more workshops online this week and next week for our specialization tracks. So if you're interested in a career in data, sales, marketing, customer success, you can go to startwise.io/workshops to sign up for those. And then in January, we'll have 200 candidates signed up to launch our full program.
Director of the Barbados Employment and Career Counseling Service, Alison Elcott, says 200 people pre-registered for the workshop, the first of 3 planned between the Ministry of Labour and Startwise.
The objective is to hire Barbadians, that's the goal, to be engaged in remote working opportunities. It is part of the BEC's mandate of ensuring that there placement and employment opportunities for Barbadians both locally and externally.
And Ms. Elcott says the Ministry of Labour is eager to partner with other companies to provide opportunities for Barbadians. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Well, thank you, Trevor. We now have an update of weather for you. The barometric pressure stands at 1012.6 millibars. It's 27 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is at 94%, and the winds are blowing out of the east at 26 kilometers per hour. Present weather, light rain. So be mindful as you head out. Sea conditions, moderate in open water with swells ranging from 2 to 2.5 meters and steady. Here's a look at how the tides roll in for today. General forecast for Barbados for today. Partly cloudy to cloudy with occasional breeze, scattered moderate to heavy showers, and a very slight chance of isolated thunderstorms. Into the evening period, you can expect much of the same. Mostly cloudy conditions with scattered moderate to heavy showers and a low chance of those isolated thunderstorms. Remember, we're going to have a next update of the news for you at 12 noon here on TV8, which will be followed by The World at 1 on our radio network of stations. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:15. Thank you so much for tuning in today to share with us on Morning Barbados. It's always good to have new people, and we've been getting quite a few messages from people who are viewing online as well. So those down in the diaspora and people who just love Barbados and want a little taste of what's happening here. So right now we're going to share with you all about 5-year-old Blessings Taylor, who needs to get some money together to be able to get a life-changing operation. So she needs life-changing surgery. Joining us, we have Melissa Henry Taylor, her mother. Good to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Tashani Clark is also here with us. And Tashani, you're her aunt.
Yes, please.
All right. So I know you're here under some trying circumstances, and I know you ladies are trying to hold it together. But I'm going to start with you, Melissa. Tell me a little bit about Blessings, even before we get into talking about, where we're going with this fundraiser. What a name.
Yes, please.
You gave her. Tell me about that.
Well, I chose her name because of the circumstances we went through in terms of conceiving her. So that's why I gave her the name Blessings.
All right, very beautiful. So talk to me about what's happening with little Blessings that she's going to need to be able to get surgery.
Basically, it's called a laryngeal web. It's when her vocal cords is webbed together. So she needs the surgery so she can get the keys to open the airway. So she's breathing out a very tiny hole, say like as small as a 10-cent piece. It's how she's breathing every day.
What are some of the challenges that you were seeing with her, Tashani?
Well, technically, let the record reflect that I'm Nanny McVie. All the little children, I just have to take to school. So like, when they take into school, Blessing on mornings, like normal childhood activities could be strenuous on her. She can't do physical education. She can't be as active as other children would be. And like going out, everybody playing, and majority of the time she's sleeping. And you stuck between wanting to wake her because you don't like how she breathing, but knowing she isn't getting adequate amount of rest that a child should get because she can't breathe properly. So it's hurtful.
Absolutely. How did you discover that there was something wrong that you needed to follow up on?
At 3 months, basically, you can hear her, I'll be in the other room, you can hear her snoring. You can hear her gasping for air, and you can hear the whistling. So basically, I reached out to her pediatrician, and then we get a referral to the hospital. So under the ENT specialist, they send her for a CAT scan. So it showed at first that it is the
enlarging adenoids and the tonsils that's blocking the area. So we was going every month constantly to get the checkups, you know, but then COVID come in, so then the surgery got put on hold to remove the adenoids and the tonsils. So basically then, that is when they scheduled the surgery for the 9th of May. And when they were scheduling the surgery and she went to go under, that's when the doctor, then the anesthesiologist, they realized that it is not her tonsils and her adenoids. This child has laryngeal web, and they could not perform the surgery anymore. And even she said, even though she tried to incubate her, say as small, the tube would go down as small as a 3-month-old tube, the tube would not go down.
All right, so you know, what's the outlook? I mean, we want to reinforce how important it is for her to be able to get this surgery. Now, is the condition worsening?
Yes, please. And as we know, this is flu. So it's Christmas time, everybody has the cold, everybody has the flu. So right now, it's worse on her in terms of her breathing. She can't sleep at night. In order for she to sleep, I have to sit like how I am sitting and put her on me so she can get the air in. If I put her down, she's going to foam at her mouth because she can't get the air in or she can't get the air out. So right now, the need is very urgent because at the end of the day, I can lose my daughter. If I doze off to sleep and I miss that time to rub her so she can catch about that breath, my daughter is gone. So the urgency is much needed.
I know. So talk to me about what you're doing. I see you have a form here of sorts. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing with that.
Well, we are trying to raise awareness along with funds for blessing. So we're trying to get out these sponsor worksheets so that we could get donations, and it's also helping you to understand what the web is about for anyone who is clueless. And I'm grateful for the small business that jumped on board Jeremy and his wife. He did them. Talco Trucking. He didn't even hesitate. We was asking about the prices and things. He said he will waiver it. This is his contribution, so I'm grateful for it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Talk to me about where you will be, where you are generally, and let people know that you'll be moving around so they know to look out for you.
It doesn't have no one set location. We try to reach everywhere to get the message out, because a lot of people are saying it's just tonsil and adenoids, I guess, because they're not reading the story. It's not just the tonsils and the adenoids. Yes, we know with that procedure you can grow out of it. So it's always to show awareness that it's more than that. It's a laryngeal web. So I will not be set at one location. I'll be all over Barbados. And they can reach out to me on the Instagram page, on the Facebook page, and I have my contact numbers there as well.
What does she love to do? What does Blessings love to do? These smirks tell me that she's just like your average little 5-year-old.
She's a handful. She's a handful. She loves gymnastics. She loves rollerblading. She can roller skate. She loves the normal activities, riding her bicycle. She loves skipping. And I let her do this stuff, but I have to limit it. So yeah, that's Blessings. And she's outspoken. At 5 years old, she's very outspoken.
That's wonderful. Auntie, I know that you have a totally different view from the perspective of Nanny McPhee, as you put it.
Blessing is my Barbie. That is just a little scene that we got going, because she's come and say, Auntie, it's Barbie and Barbie. Then I have to entangle my hand in hers.
Okay. She's a very loving child.
That's beautiful. All right, so when are you planning to do this surgery? Where are you going to have it done? And, how can we share outside of these sponsored forms that you're moving around Barbados with?
Well, right now, the doctors from Texas has came to Barbados to see and saw her. So we just waiting on the donations to raise the funds. We are waiting on the visas, because, we need the visas to go up. So as soon as that's set and the date for the surgery will be up.
All right. Talk to us about, what this is doing for you, because you're sitting here telling me that you have to sit with her on your lap. And I don't know if you just realized what you said, but you said, if I fall asleep, I can lose my daughter. Are you getting adequate rest? I mean,
no, please.
Yeah. How long has this been going on?
from the time she's born, because at first we had to put her in the car seat to sleep. So, she outgrew the car seat. So, it's emotionally.
Understood. I understand totally. But we want to encourage everybody to contribute however you can. They're needed urgently to help young 5-year-old Blessings Taylor. She needs just 80,000 Barbados dollars. That's just 40,000 US dollars to fix her breathing so that she can lead a normal life, or as normal as possible. This certainly is not a condition that I've ever heard of.
It's
but
rare.
It's a rare condition.
It's really piqued my interest because, if we think about it, for some of us, and I know I have sinus issues, and sometimes with just a nose blockage, it's so challenging to even sleep at night.
Yes,
I can't
please.
imagine how difficult it must be for this little soul to be able to rest easy and do all of the regular little girl things that she loves to do. Yeah, have you been getting any support from other quarters as yet, Auntie?
Yeah, a couple of small businesses jumped on board. We had Exotic Prints 246. He provided us with t-shirts, so we are awaiting them now so that all the money from the t-shirts will go towards her surgery.
Thank you.
We also had the Nation News reaching out to us. Barbados Today. Who else? Oh, and Creative Guru, she helped us with other posters as well.
All right, so we definitely want to get a quick turnaround on this. I know you said you're waiting on a number of things, but, as you get things moving, there's no better time to give than now. At this time of year, because I know it can be very difficult around this time of year too, where everybody else is thinking about going out and shopping and doing other things. That most certainly could be the farthest thing from your mind. Talk to us about her. How is she doing with schoolwork, and how is she doing with the friends? And every time we talk about her generally and what she does, the two of you are smiling, so I can really tell that she truly is a handful.
Yeah, she
braver than the mommy right now.
Yeah, she is. But in terms of schoolwork, she's excellent in her schoolwork. The only thing that is hindering her is with the cold, because she have the recurrent chest infections, so she have to be out of school in different seasons. So sometimes she out of school, say she goes to school this week, and then she gotta be home next week. Then she goes to school the other week, she have to be home constantly like that. But she's not behind. I make sure she doesn't drop behind.
And her faith in God is immaculate.
Yes, she is.
Oh, wow. Tell me about that.
Well, she demands we go to church every Sunday. Or she loves CC when songs. She sing, that's about when she started prayer. She can pray for mercy more than an hour. If she see what she can tell you about God. She can tell you, Mommy, God spoke to me. Don't worry. And she said, I can hear Jesus in my head. And he's telling me, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. So we just continue her with that way. And she loves to go to school, Sunday school with her Sunday school teacher, Sister Wendy. And it's be fun taking her every Sunday. Once we can get her out and once she's not sick, she demands she goes.
Yeah, well, I think we forget names are powerful.
Yeah.
So, what more can you expect from a young lady with a name like
Blessings?
Blessings. That truly is a blessing to hear that she is always in good spirits.
Yes.
So we want to appeal to you. Tell us how else we can get in contact with you, so that if there's anybody from Corporate Barbados or any of the numerous charities there are across the island, or just regular Barbadians who would like to assist, how they can get in contact with you and play a role.
Okay, my contact number is 261-9892. We also have our auntie number there.
253-7788.
And we have my email as well, which is melissa.abbytaylor@gmail.com. And also hers as well.
TishaniClark49@gmail.com. We also have the Instagram page, which is at helpblessings_breathe.
Help
Blessings
_breathe, and that's on Instagram.
Yes, please.
All right, I'll make sure that I go follow, and I want to encourage you to check in with us regularly so that we know what's happening. and that we can continue to share as well. I certainly wish you the very best. And who knows, once Little Blessings is able to get that much needed surgery, we might have a little game of something outside.
Yes, please, that's okay. And they can also, if they're donating, the account number is at the Barbados Workers Union, and the number is 40552. Blessings Taylor is on the account number.
All right, excellent. So, if you can contribute, that's what we're encouraging you to do during this Christmas season where we talk about giving and looking out for our brothers and sisters. This is the ultimate way that you can give back. We're going to take a break and come back here on Morning Barbados. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me, love. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so coming up, we're going to give you an opportunity to win with us. Remember, you know what you have to do. We have the What You Gonna Give Me for Christmas promotion coming up, and there are a number of wonderful partners who help to make it happen. We're going to tell you about that as well. So make sure you are ready when we make that call. But now we're telling you all about another big initiative being put on by the National Cultural Foundation. They're encouraging you to wear your art. 2023, what a wonderful way to close out the year. And no better way or no better person to talk about it with us than Onika Small, who's curator with the National Cultural Foundation. Good morning to you, Onika. Welcome.
Good morning, Tisha. Morning, Barbados.
Hi there. Always wonderful to see you. So let's jump right in. Wear your art, an exhibition?
Right. Indeed. This is the second year that we will be hosting Wear Your Art at Queen's Park Gallery. It's a time where we're trying to encourage Barbadians to wear their art. It's a time when we're dressing up. It's Christmas. We're meeting with our family. We're meeting with our friends. And we really wanted to encourage people to actually support some of our local craftspeople and creatives, designers, who are creating these amazing pieces that can be worn.
First of all, Onika, you can't just drop in on us like this wearing your art and not expect us to ask some questions of what you are wearing, because you most certainly are walking the talk.
You have to walk the talk. So Crop Over this year, the NCF would have sponsored Glenn Brathwaite to produce a band. And it was such a beautiful band. I jumped in the band and I have a piece of the art that I kept because I was like, wow, I can get a whole costume and then something that I can wear afterwards. So we're going to be showing off some of Glenn's work as well in the Wear Your Art exhibition. And it just goes to show, I know I work for the NCF, but the NCF really does a lot to support creatives in all different ways.
Now, this is, as you put it, where there's an intersection between art and function, while highlighting the talent of our local designers and artists. Tell us a little bit more about the exhibition itself and how we can get involved.
Right. So we open on Saturday, 7 o'clock. We're inviting the public to come down and you can wear your art as well. We know that people have things in their wardrobes that they may not, like that little thing that was a little over the edge that you didn't know that you wanted to wear at this point. This is your time to come and wear that on Saturday. We're going to have prizes for people who are wearing their art. The right now about 22 creatives who will be displaying. We have garments, bags, jewelry as well. So we have quite a number of things, scarves, a variety of product artware that you can come and see. Last year, it was really a exciting experience because people came in body paint, all different types of things, and we take pictures of everybody as they come in who want to be photographed, and then we have those showing throughout the show so people could see the actual art that was worn on the night.
Now, I know you're describing the exhibition as fluid because you're going to allow people to enjoy the art, and as they buy the art, they can take it with them at the same time. Tell me a little more about that.
That's correct. We usually will have our exhibitions up for about 3 weeks, and at the end of it, you can take your work home. But with Wear Your Art, it's constantly moving. So as you buy something, you can take it because we know we're in that season where you buy your thing, you want to take it home. You might want to wear it the next day. You might even want to wear it the night. So we're giving people the opportunity to take it as they pay for it, and then the artists we've asked to restock. So as things are selling, we're replenishing. So it might be different every time you come because we're going to take things off the mannequins or the shelves and we'll give them to the patrons.
That is so beautiful. Who are some of the artists that we can look forward to seeing their work on show?
Okay, so we have people like Juliana Innes, who has started a new line of ceramic pendants. Pauline Bellamy wowed us last year with her bag lady, and she plans to wow us again this year. As I said, we're going to have a couple pieces by Glenn Brathwaite. Catherine Rochford is doing jewelry. Angela Went is doing jewelry as well. So we have that. We have Shanika Shakard Designs. So she and her mother as a team are doing garments, and her mother is doing scarves and a whole lot more.
All right, so just remind us of dates. Is there a fee for us to be able to come in and enjoy this exhibition?
Not at all. We open on Saturday, which is the 9th, from 7 p.m. At that, you could actually wear and win $300 vouchers that are redeemable within the gallery. So we have 3 of those going. That went really well last year because it meant that people spent within the gallery. And then we run until next year, so till January 6th. So we're open Monday to Saturday from 10 to 6 p.m. and we are open until next year. So we are open for the whole season, but we're not open on the regular bank holidays or Christmas Day or Boxing Day, but you could definitely come and shop before.
All right, that's good stuff. Now, a little birdie told me, Onika, that you're going to be given a prize for the best worn art. So people have to come out dressed their best or artified in their best way.
Artified. I was saying this is the only time I'm feeling depressed because I haven't picked up my outfit yet or created my art to wear, and the time is short. But we're asking people, yes, come on out in your art, wear your art. Last year we had some young people from the community college, I believe, fashion design program, and they wowed us. They came out different. The elders came out in their jewelry and their pieces that they had put down. Carol Cadogan Fox represented in her generation, her era, and it was very current with her wear as well. So it was very nice, and we're hoping that it will be just as nice this year. And it's just a nice time to come out and celebrate, drink some sorrel, eat a piece of grape.
You're doing so much at the NCF to make sure that art is constant, is everywhere, is what we're doing now, is what we're wearing, and we're conscious about it because we often wear art. We just are not conscious about how we wear art. What do you think this will do for us, not only the artists, but generally as a people, to be able to see all of the positivity in art that's all around us?
Yeah, I have to at this point, and I know it sounds as though I'm bigging up my CEO because she's my CEO, but she really has been supporting, I would say, all of the arts. It seems as a level playing field, the amount of energy she puts across all the disciplines. That said, yes, visual arts is my love. And I'm just hoping when I'm thinking about what I want to wear, I'm thinking about how I'm representing myself or how I see myself. And that's what we do in our clothes. So, you know, we get up and different people wear different clothes because they're comfortable in it, but it's a very much a part of our identity and who we are. So it's great to see when people step out in themselves and are happy in their skin and what they're wearing, and think a little bit more about what they put on and how they represent themselves, and especially to support more local artists.
And it's
So I'm excited.
absolutely an opportunity for you to be you.
Exactly.
Yes, just be unique, just be you. So it's not anybody holding you to any unrealistic standards or what society expect, societal norms or what have you. You can be as artsy as you want to be. And I won't use the other word that I usually use that rhymes with that one. But you can be as artsy as you want to be. And here you are, up with a chance to win a prize as well. I think that this will be a fantastic exhibition, particularly around Christmas. I think you might see a lot of people, maybe leaning in that direction to showcase a little more of the season in their own way.
I hope so.
All right, so I know you had it last year as well. Give me a synopsis of how things went down last year and what you're expecting for 2023.
Well, last year was the first time we did it, and it was beyond our expectations. It was beyond my expectations. As I said, people came dressed up. I just keep remembering Taitu. She came fully body painted out in her garbs, looking beautiful. We estimated that maybe 20 people may have taken part within the competition in terms of getting their photographs taken. I think we took about 60 photographs. So I'm hoping that this year we take just as much and more. And as you said, but more people are willing to just be themselves. Because as you were saying, a lot of times we wear clothes that are supposed to be for work, or, that has to be a particular way, a particular length. And then sometimes we think, okay, I can't wear that because it's not going to look good on me, but I really want to wear it. So in these times, it's nice to see people, as you say, come out as themselves and are happy in their skin.
Well, Onika, you always set a hot pace, so it would be remiss of me to let you go without asking you to delve a little deeper. I know you said that parts of this wearable art that you're wearing, some of these pieces came from crop over, but we need a breakdown of everything else. Are you wearing a different pair of spectacles every time you put on a different outfit? Because your glasses seem to match, and the earrings and this and that, and it's looking so beautiful.
I have to tell people I am the grandchild of Cordell Small, and she was a seamstress. So she never came out. She always came out looking good. I'm the child of Jean Small, and even now she still steps out of her house looking good. So I feel it is important that we match, or that we define who we are according to what we have. And yes, I put on the glasses because I figured they would match my chain from Glenn a little bit more. But yes, and I realized though that Barbadians are very fashionable with their glasses. When I go to different places, I see these amazing spectacles and frames as well. Even though we don't have that in our show this year, I believe we should look into that for next year's show. One of our designers, however, Craig Yearwood, has started a project with sunglasses and glasses frames. So that's actually an area that we can push a little further into.
All right, well, I definitely have to try to keep up with you, Onika, to see if something can happen here. How's it?
You do.
How's it working out?
Seems excellent to me.
But I truly look forward to this exhibition. Now, we have some young men who want us to tell you thank you so much. The Cub Scouts from Blackman and Gollop Primary School, They're saying they had a blast at the exhibition last weekend, and they're eager to participate next year as well. It's a great way to get them interested in the arts and prepare them for their photography badge. And they'll be working on that this week. So thanks from all at the Blackburn and Gollops Primary School for all that you've been doing to help them with their badge as well.
You're most welcome. NIFCA was an amazing experience. Amazing. I was thinking about it this morning, and just to see the amount of people that came through the exhibition, it felt so uplifting. There they are.
That's right, at the gallery. And I know you really have been enjoying this because we talk so much about NIFCA celebrating 50 and the excellence that goes along with that. It's continuing definitely all the way through to the end of the year. And not losing any steam.
No, my CEO promised that we will be attacking NIFCA from early next year, and I am saying it alive that we will be, because there's so much energy that came from the exhibition. So many people are inspired to go back to work and to create more work. So we just want to keep writing with that energy.
All right, well, good stuff. I'm just sitting here. Relaxing.
About what you're going to wear?
You know, wearing my art. All right. Thank you, Onika, for coming through and telling us all about this amazing opportunity with the National Cultural Foundation's Wear Your Art 2023 exhibition is back for a second year. And it's happening where?
The Queen's Park Gallery.
It's happening when?
We're having our opening on Saturday, this Saturday, December 9th.
And the wonderful thing about it is you get a chance to win just for wearing your art, being you. So come on out. I'm interested in seeing, this is an event for the entire family, for everybody to get creative and come out and enjoy it. I can just see how things will morph, and I look forward to seeing those pictures as well.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you.
All right, bye. It's always so wonderful to connect with you, Onika.
Same.
Greetings from our mutual friend as well. She's always asking me to say hi to you.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Onika Small, again, NCF curator, telling us all about this exhibition starting this weekend. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, it's time for you to win. Stay tuned.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get her? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Karaoke is a
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
What you gonna give me for Christmas?
Give me anything you can.
Merry Christmas.
12 minutes to go now before 8 o'clock. It's time for you to win and win big. All you have to do is answer the phone in the right way. You can see there's a lot going on here. We have lots of things to give you for Christmas. So let me see what I have up my sleeve today. I'll give you one shopping voucher, compliments the BADMC, if you answer your phone correctly. So let's see who we're going to call. Dial that number. Of course, this is all with the compliments of Bop. Brings you joy this Christmas. Carmita's Deliciously Bajan. Post Wireless World. The Best Dressed Chicken. No antibiotics ever. Swiss. Better because it's Swiss. A1 Supermarkets at Carlton and Emerald City. And the stations of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. Now, before we jump into calling out to whomever will win, I want to remind you that we're celebrating our 60th anniversary this coming weekend with a church service, as we should. So if you can come on over to the St. Peter's Parish Church and celebrate with the CBC team, we would love to have you. Of course, in fine style, the way we usually do, we're going to broadcast it as well. But it's always wonderful to have Barbadians, listeners and viewers come out and celebrate with us. I know that you agree, CBC has been a member of the family for so many of us for so very long. Just last week, somebody was telling me, because I also do a radio business show on 98.1 in the mornings, and someone was telling me, when I hear that, I know I'm late for work. And I remember when I was younger, going to school, if I heard opportunity calls come on in the vehicle, I knew, hey, that's 8:30. So I know for a lot of us, we really kind of set our internal timers and our lives to what was happening on radio and television. So it truly is a wonderful feeling to be a part of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation family at a time like this where we're celebrating. And we were discussing all the ways that we can continue to connect with the Barbadian community. I most certainly hope that we're able to have something of an open day or something like that, so you can come in and see exactly what we do, because there's so much more that happens behind the scenes than what meets the eye. And it would be easy to sit here and give the impression that, you know, it all happens through the magic of me, but that's just not so. There are so many other people who are here making this all happen. All right, so enough about that. Let's dial the number. Let's see if we get someone in here to win. Uh-oh. I told you guys to top your phones up and make sure you give us numbers that work. Oh, that's a little bit of feedback. We are calling the very first person on the list. Let's see what happens.
Ready for Christmas?
Pardon?
Ready for Christmas?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Ready for Christmas?
Oh, that's it. I am going to give you one shopping voucher, compliments the BADMC. So you can go on down and pick up something nice. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Where are you located?
First, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I live in Gaggs, St. Joseph.
Gaggs Hill?
Gaggs.
Gaggs Hill. If I wanted to come to Gaggs Hill, how would I get there from CBC? Give me some directions.
Where are you coming from?
CBC.
Yeah, you're coming from CBC. You can pass the police station.
Which police station? Which police station am I passing?
District F.
What's that? I don't know. You Bajans are not very good at directions.
This who is the Keisha?
Yes, please.
I catch your voice. Good morning again, Season your family and the staff at CBC.
Thank you so much. You have a good day over in Gags Hill. You guys are too far for us to get a good connection, but it's okay. I'm happy that we were able to reach you nonetheless. St. Joseph coming through for a big win today. So have a great Christmas season. Have you already started preparing?
Yes.
You have lights up outside and all that good stuff, or
Well,
you don't do all of that?
I don't put a light.
So you just...
Keisha,
Yes, please.
I will give you a no, don't laugh. I had a friend, America, but she passed off. She said something for me years. If you come here no right, I take the old box. I got a cover. So what I do, I push them in. I take what we think. I think Christmas gone. I'll probably tell nothing. Don't laugh.
I won't laugh because I know people who keep up their Christmas trees all year round. People keep up their Christmas lights all year round as well. So congratulations again. Thanks for participating. Thanks for being a part of the CBC family. And you definitely have your first Christmas gift from us. Have a good one. Okay. Bye. All right. Connecting with a wonderful lady in Gags Hill, St. Joseph. Hey, we're going to take a break and come on back. Remember, the CBC Where You Can Give Me promotion is brought to you by the best dressed chicken, no antibiotics ever. Bop bring you joy this Christmas, or Bop brings you joy this Christmas. Carmita's Deliciously Bajan, Post Wireless World, Swiss because it's Swiss, and A1 Supermarkets at Carlton and Emerald City. All right, so keep on listening because you just might be a winner sometime soon. We're going to take a break and come back and wrap up today's presentation. So stay with me.
What you gonna give me for Christmas?
Give me anything you can.
Merry Christmas.
Let me have a happy day. What you got to give me for Christmas? I need something from you.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so we had a conversation about a young lady who needs our help desperately. We want to make sure that you get all the information that you need to be able to celebrate blessings. She's only 5 years old and she has to have life-changing surgery. And if you can help, make sure that you get out there and help however you can. 253-7788 or 261-9892, or you can email melissa.abbytaylor@gmail.com or to shani.clark49@gmail.com. And also they have an account at the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. So make sure that you check it out. Account number 40552. Whatever you do, whatever you can afford, I'm sure it will go a long way to helping this beautiful young lady. We definitely want to see that she is with us in the coming year and for many, many more years to come. Help Young Blessings however you can. Before we go, tomorrow is Exceptional Youth Day, and we'll have students from Foundation School in. They recently won gold at the NIFCA, and also the BCA Cricket School's under-19 cricket competition was won by them. So we really want to highlight what's going well with Foundation School. They're winning big time. And we meet another exceptional youth, a young female footballer who's destined for greatness. She will share with us her secret of how she is winning at that game. Plus, Operation Triple Threat has an upcoming production this Christmas season. It's called A Very Special Christmas with Operation Triple Threat, or they call themselves OTT. Janelle Headley is going to be in to tell us more about that. That's all coming up tomorrow on Morning Barbados. And we want to encourage you to come on back tomorrow and share with us. As you go through your day today, remember to wear your smiles, do something nice for someone, and just have a great day. Be careful as you move around. All right? Be sure to send us photos and videos of how you're decorating around the home for Christmas as well. You're emailing to morningbarbados@cbc.bb. I'll share mine with you tomorrow. I already have my tree up, so I'll share that with you. And I'm also going to put up my wreath on the door tomorrow, so tonight, so I can share that with you tomorrow as well. So be sure to share that with us. On behalf of the entire crew, have a wonderful day today. As you can see, the studio is packed. They tried to get everything that says Christmas in here. I don't even know where to look, so I don't know how you are looking. But have a good day today. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.